Today is the sixth Sunday of Ordinary Time, Cycle C. The context of the first reading from the prophet Jeremiah is the dependence of Israel on God for its security from enemies and to enjoy peace. The Israelites needed to trust God and not rely on other human beings like the Egyptians for security from the advancing Babylonian Empire. If they rely on others, their nation will be like a tree in a dry, parched land that will die from drought or a bush fire. If the people trust in God, they will enjoy peace and stability like a tree planted at the side of water, like next to a river. They will not stress from the heat or drought and will bear fruit. Many years before, the Syrian king Sennacherib had surrounded Jerusalem with an army of over 300,000 soldiers. During the reign of King Hezekiah, defeat and destruction had appeared inevitable. However, on the night before the attack on Jerusalem, 185,000 of the Assyrian soldiers died of a mysterious illness, and Sennacherib had to retreat. God saved his people. There is a history of God saving the Israelites even when they were outnumbered. Do you believe in trusting God with your security? If we wish to save up money for every possible accident or mishap, we will never have enough money saved. Therefore, we will be unwilling to share our blessings with others less fortunate than ourselves. Our excuse will be, I do not have enough hoarded up for every eventuality. The generous person knows that God will help him or her if he or she is later in need after helping others. The loving person will be prepared to part with all of his or her savings for the love of the life of another, as a mother for the love of her child. Do you believe in the resurrection? Do you believe that when you die, life is changed, not ended? St. Paul tells us that if Christ did not rise from the dead, our faith would be in vain. Therefore, if there is no resurrection, we ought to eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we may die and there will be nothingness beyond this life. How we live our lives may tell us what we truly believe more than what we profess to believe. If we are certain that there will be a next life, surely we will plan for it. How are we preparing in this life to ensure that the next life will be one we will enjoy? Most people probably do not give this notion a second thought. The answer is simple. Try to become more loving and compassionate and merciful like Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and the life. This is only possible when we practice repeatedly acts of love and compassion and mercy. God is love. As we become more loving in this life, we become more like God, not in power and might, but in love. Therefore, at the end of our days, we shall be joined to him who is love itself. According to the National Football Players Association, the average active life of a running back is 3.5 years. During those years, the annual salary could be millions of dollars. Yet, those whose playing time is very short rarely plan ahead for a life without football and have to take up menial jobs to survive financially after football. None of us will live forever in this world. If we are fortunate and enjoying prosperity now, let us make sure we practice loving kindness to build up treasure in heaven so that to enjoy the prosperity in the next life. The book of Revelation was written about the year 100 CE. However, it was bold and ambitious in predicting that the victory of Christianity over the mighty Roman Empire. The fate of persecuted Christians did not change until Constantine became emperor in the year 313 CE, 200 years later. Christians have always been willing to accept suffering and persecution, the martyrs, knowing that in the end they will prevail in this life. Christianity will prevail in this life and in the one to come. Luke's sermon on the plain differs from Matthew's sermon on the mountain. Well, Matthew's sermon on the mount is directed towards the spiritual kingdom and the rewards of the afterlife. Luke focuses on the disadvantages and the present suffering of Christians. While hardship and sufferings do strengthen our faith, they are not meant to be a permanent state of affairs. The constant strife to make the kingdom of God a society of peace and justice, a reality on earth, will transform the current society so that those who suffer unjustly will have their rewards. Those who prosper and enjoy the benefits of an unjust system and who do nothing to change the system will experience a reversal of fortune. Great injustices left unchecked leads to revolution and war. Please prepare now for the rewards of heaven.